Khan. Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles, the Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which would be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. Shalom. Hey, Shalom, beloved Akim and Akwath. It's just Bayan back again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to get into a brief live stream before hitting the plantation. Pretty much talking to this video that came across my feed from an individual by the name of Andre Jick, or what have you. And it's going to be fair use, fair use. I want to play a couple of portions of his 15-minute video where, yep, he's speaking to prophecy, undenounced to him, you know. But you know how Esau operates, how he's wired, all right, because he's so proud, as scriptures tell us in Obadiah, the pride of thine heart has deceived thee, all right. They think they can pretty much work their way around prophecy, all right. They stand on incentives and economics and efforts to psych themselves out, all right, to be able to think that they still have a fighting chance, you know. But in reality, what we're witnessing is the transition of eons, man. Okay? And unbeknownst to Esau, these regular Joe six-packs, you don't have a hope. Okay? You don't have a hope. And it's funny because I watched this video, the reality is clear. All right? The reality is clear that, you know, Babylon is falling. You know, this empire is falling. But you know, these Edomites think that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, some way, somehow. You know, well, we got a surprise for you. All right, we got a surprise for you. There is no light at the end of the tunnel. Thus says biblical prophecy. Thus saith the Lord. Okay, scriptures tell us. We always quote it. 2 Ezra 6. Okay, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, man. All right, your time is just about up. All right, you were not given the birthright to rule forever. All right, you are going to be stopped, and this is what we're witnessing. We're witnessing the stages. We're witnessing I don't want to say the beginning stages. I want to honestly, because at the end of the day, man, this place has been falling since its inception. You know, it's been working its way towards its death. You know, we're really at the latter end of it now. You know, we're witnessing the latter end of this place's fall. All right, and slowly but surely, we're gonna continue to see this place crumble, man. All right, and the stage is set. Everything is lining up. All right, for an epic fall of the greatest empire to ever reign. Now, before I play this dude's clip, again, we're gonna jump around in his video. He makes a few points I want to highlight. Let's get this real quick. See, when it comes to there was a set time for judgment for this place, man. And this is what escaped the minds of these proud Edomites, man. There was a set time where the Lord was gonna visit you, man. Let's go ahead. This is the book. Let me get this in the Good News Bible. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 47. I'm going to start from verse 1, then jump down. And it reads, the Lord Yahweh says, Babylon, come down from your throne and sit in the dust on the ground. All right. And as we know, that represents confusion. And we clearly see this is the state of mind that these people are in real time. All right. Because they can clearly see that the place is falling economically, morally, all right, infrastructurally. All right. And they still think that there's a fighting chance at the end of the day. You know, they try to, and again, you're going to see in this video, he's like the rest of them, he's psyching himself out, you know, because they've clearly see the end of him. You know, you can't deny the obvious. You see, you can't deny the obvious. You know, what we're witnessing right now by Esau. We're witnessing desperation. Okay, and at the end of the day, what's he gonna do? He's gonna blame Jacob. At the end of the day, this is why you got Revelations 12 and 12 written. This nigga's gonna fall into a rage because he realized his day has come, and like a selfish, only child, right? That's in the mindset. If I can't have it, nobody can, right? And breaks the toy, and so no other little kid can play with it. That's what Esau's gonna try to do. All right, Esau's gonna try to self-destruct and take everything out. Okay, but it's not gonna be an accomplishment. He's gonna fail miserably, man. Because again, we got next. We got next. There's no way around it. There's no way to avoid it, man. All right, let's continue on. I'm gonna read it from the top. Isaiah 47 and 1 in the Good News Bible. The Lord Yahweh says, Babylon, come down from your throne and sit in the dust on the ground. You were once like a virgin, a city unconquered. But you are soft and delicate no longer. You are now a slave, man. And this is the fate, all right, of this place, man. The fate of this place is to be destroyed with 200 million warheads, man. Pursuant to the revelation that John the Revelator saw, or heard rather. Okay, he heard 200,000, man. All right. Now, ultimately, this land is going to be uninhabitable. All right, uninhabitable. Excuse me. No one's going to live here because it's going to be completely and utterly destroyed. You know, and the people that ruled this place, right? Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, is going completely 100% into captivity. The heathen, starting with Esau, and the rest of you heathen going straight into captivity for 1,000 years. Esau's going to be done away with after that 1,000-year period. And the rest of you heathen, you're going to get your little portion. You're going to be able to enjoy paradise, right? As it tells us in Isaiah, right? Isaiah 14, you're going to be able to enjoy paradise. You know, and hey, the earth is going to be brought back to its glorious state. You know, without the wicked dwelling on it. But anyways, continuing on, jumping down to verse 7, right? You thought you would always be a queen. And by the way, a queen means a whore. Okay? This world dresses up this word queen as if it's a honorable thing. I'm a queen. No, man, you're calling yourself a whore. You know? There's going to be no queens in the kingdom of heaven. There's going to be princesses. Is what it's going to be. Okay? But anyways, you thought you would always be a queen, right? Revelation 17 and 5. This is the abomination of the earth, right? Look, and did not take these things to heart or think how it all would end. Okay? You didn't consider that there was going to come a time that this shit was going to end, man. You see? There was going to come a time where the lights were going to go out. Okay? The lights were going to go out, man. And you were going to be in a position where you no longer have the scepter in your hand. And in these regular Joe 6-5s, they can clearly see that their time has come, man. You know, trying to stand on their vain wisdom to try to some way, somehow paint a picture where they're able to draw up some type of hope. You know? But there is no hope. Let me get this video real quick. This is fair use. All right, I'm not making any monetary gain off of this video. This is fair use. It's for educational purposes only. And again, we're going to move around a little bit in this video.
So I really did not want to make a video like this, but something feels off. You've probably felt it too. Like, the economy doesn't add up. We just recently revised the job numbers again, and we learned that we actually had 900,000 less jobs than we were originally told between March 2024 and 2025. Stock market kind of feels disconnected from reality. I'm noticing people are angrier and more divided than ever. I've seen some really bad takes on social media about what's really happening, and every day the news feels like there's another sign that the world is coming to an end. Believe it or not, there's a name for this. Some people call it the fourth turning, and that this cycle happens every 20 years or so. Famous economist Ray Dalio says that it's the decline of the US empire, and we're in the last phase of it. Whatever we call it, we all feel it, I think. So today's video is not going to be my usual fancy storytelling and cool editing. I'm going to try to do this in as few takes as possible, and I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to oversimplify a lot of very complex ideas and give you a high-level overview of what I think is really happening, because I don't think this is an accident of how we got here. If you look at what's happening to this country and around the world, not just in the US, but everywhere, and you look at it through the lens of incentives and money, you will understand what led us to this point, and you'll see that this is not random. But what I really hope this video does for you is that it helps you stay sane in a world that feels more and more insane. What we're seeing right now.
Right, because Esau's losing it, man. Okay, they're losing it. They see that their kingdom is falling, and ultimately, you heard him. He said, "You want to look at what's happening, not just in America, but around the world, through the lens of incentives and money, which is economics." Okay, because this is what Esau's a carnal man, obviously. No, the lens you want to look at it through is the lens of prophecy. Okay, because everything we're seeing around the world is prophetic. It tells us that there will be uproars of the people, man. It's in 2nd Esdras, man. There will be uproars of the people. Earthquakes in diverse places. We're witnessing the fall of Esau. Okay? And it's not going to just be in America, no. Even though this is going to be the melting pot for his fall. But it's not going to just be here. Okay? Really, as you can see, that he showed, I believe that was Great Britain. I seen the flag, which is the mother of this place. Right? It's not a coincidence that there's uproars of the people happening all throughout Europe. All right? Spain, Portugal. You see, because this is Esau's fallen. And this is the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, is picking away at this beast system. Okay? Again, where the melting pot of this dude's fall, being right here, it's going to be right here in Babylon the Great. When it comes here, it's going to be on the level that the world has not seen. That's play. What's happening over there in the UK and in Europe and all over there. When it happens over here, see, because these people are pampered, privileged, and overnourished, man. Okay, scripture says that they live deliciously over here, man. These people throw food away. Okay, they waste resources. There's no other place in the world that wastes resources like this place, man. It's because these people are proud. This Babylon is the proudest place ever. Okay, this is the glory of kingdoms, man. Okay, so this place is gonna be, hey, that's the saying in the world. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Okay, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Bear with me. Now I want to jump up in this clip real quick, in this video real quick. Let's go from here.
Is that most young people feel like they will never own a home. They're never going to build any kind of wealth. They'll never find stability.
Bear with me.
So you get a society that's set up for radicalization and violence. Because when people believe they've got nothing to lose, that's when we hit a breaking point.
Now that's when they lose it. What's old boy's name? One of you brothers, if you on the convo, help me out. If I'm not mistaken, it's Gerald. Gerald, I can't remember the last name. Gerald, it's at the tip of my mind. Oh my goodness. Gerald something. Right? This is his saying. He had a quote. Okay? When people have nothing to lose and they lose everything, they lose it. All right? And this is exactly what we're about to witness, man. I think it's Gerald Salante. It's Gerald Salante, if I'm not mistaken. When people lose everything and they have nothing to lose, they lose it. All right? And this is what we're going to witness, man. Isaiah 19. The Lord's going to stir up Egyptian against Egyptian, man. City against city. Okay? And that's all unavoidable. There's no bringing this place back. There's no reviving this place,
Society
man.
has
Let me bring that
collapsed.
back.
Young people feel like they will never own a home. They're never going to build any kind of wealth. They'll never find stability. So you get a society that's set up for radicalization and violence. Because when people believe they've got nothing to lose, that's when we hit a breaking point. That's when societies collapse, revolutions happen, fragmentation, tribalism, different social medias that appeal to different people and different ideas, and then empires fall. Now, all of these events happen to be right in line with where we are in Ray Dalio's debt cycle, or the fourth turning, as some people call it. But I also want to mention something else. This is not a new thing that's just started happening to my generation. These forces of perverse economic incentives existed way before the algorithms and way before computers and way before I was born. These incentives existed in traditional media, they existed in print, but there was one major difference that previous generations had that this one does not. That is economic circumstance. It allowed them to rise above and to see through it. It allowed them to thrive despite it. It was called the American dream.
Right. See? So, he realizes that that's no longer an option, the American dream. Okay? He just mentioned that was something that the generation before had, but that doesn't exist in this generation. Okay? Because the American dream, that's what it's always been. It's been a dream. Okay? It's not real. Okay? The reality is this. Okay? Babylon is falling, and it's gonna fall. And there's no avoiding it. There's no changing its fate. You see? Let me continue on. Bear with me.
One income, it was possible to start a family and to own above and to see through it. It allowed them to thrive despite it. It was called the American dream. On one income, it was possible to start a family and to own property. And back when our parents were starting out, for example, the average home cost about 3 times the average income. Today, it's closer to 7 times. The average age of a first-time homebuyer was in the 20s. Now it's 38. Rents, when adjusted for inflation, have skyrocketed. Now, it's also true that today it's easier than ever before to make money, but that money doesn't get us as far. So what this means is we've created a generation of renters instead of owners. Now, at the same time that this has been happening, the economy has been feeding itself and poisoning itself with bad immigration policies and open borders, and that has led to division and a lack of common understanding. So what do? We look for distractions because we don't have in-person, real-life social cohesion. And when people stop talking, when they fragment into their own echo chambers, and they don't own anything, there's no property, no assets, or any stake in society, why would they defend it? What is it anymore? The only thing that seems to bind modern society together is the pursuit of stuff, the material, money, the dollar, which is also declining. That's why so many people are turning to things like BNPL or buy now, pay later, which I did a whole video about. You can literally buy a pizza on credit, and over half of BNPL users have missed payments. That's not normal. That's how distorted the economy and realities become. And when you combine all that with the psychological aspect of the news cycle, which is driven by financial interest,
it's going to get worse and worse. And what are they going to offer you when the lights go out and when you're through, they're going to offer you that Revelations 13 and 16. You see? Ultimately. Because that's going to be the new hope. Okay? This new digital system. That's never going to fail. Right? This technocracy. You see? So you see them, when you listen to individuals like this, you can kind of see through the smoke and see how Esau, the powers that be, are going to introduce that new world to the people. You know? A lot of it's by design. A lot of it it's all prophecy, obviously. You know, but it's set up by design. We know Esau, is in a position where he's trying to steal the birthright, the powers that be. You know, so they're planning and plotting there in these think tanks. They're setting this thing up, and they're thinking they're gonna come out of the smoke like the phoenix bird, as brothers say, but they're not. Okay, now real quick, let me see something. I want to jump up a little bit. There's a couple of minutes. I just want to get the tail end of this. Let me see something.
Interest payments on that debt are now bigger than what the US spends on the
Let's go
entire
ahead.
defense budget. Now, while all of this is also happening, the system of perverse economic incentives weaken our psychology by dividing and distracting us. Kind of like a magician that asks you just like, hey, pick a card, right? Pick a story. The algorithm will poison you with it. And we've seen throughout the years how this has progressively gotten worse and worse. We get the left versus the right versus the left. It's the immigrants. It's the foreign nation that control our governments. It's the deep state. It's the globalists. Pick a story. Whatever you believe, the algorithm will send you down that rabbit hole. And that's not to say those are not real issues that we need to talk about, but when you mix the psychology of incentives that are purely designed to make money, thanks to pieces of paper being created out of thin air, this is what it leads to. Social unrest and a reality where no one can agree on anything. That's what we're living through right now. And I know all of this sounds really dark, and it kind of is dark. But history shows that societies do go through these new cycles every 20 years. And every time it feels like the world is going to end. But life goes on. Now, I've been seeing the news a lot lately, and the question I had for myself is, how do I stay sane? And one thing that recently helped me is, I went to dinner with my friends and I asked them, do you guys feel like the world is about to come to an end, or is it just me? And they're like, nah, it's just you. That's just your algorithm. It's your bubble. I don't feel that. And I hope they're right. But if this is...
Your hope is vain, because your hope, they're right. They're wrong. You right. Through the spirit, you're right. The world is gonna, your world is about to end, Esau. You see? Your world is about to end. Let's go here. We're done with him. You see? But you see the mindset. See, we're just tapping into the mind of a madman, man. So we're seeing the mindset. And Esau, you can see they're desperate. And they're trying everything and anything to draw up a narrative to where there's some type of light at the end. You know? But there isn't. According to biblical prophecy, man. Everything that's happening on this earth right now is because of prophecy. All right? And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim El Shai, through the servants of prophets speaking prophecy, the vibration of the earth is changed. You see? Showing you the power of the Lord, man. It's over for you, my boy. Let's go here. Let's go to Jeremiah 50 and 31 real quick. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, man. Okay, and we know the most proud will be Esau. This chapter is going into Babylon, which is not talking about ancient Babylon. It's not talking about the Neo-Babylonian Empire. All right, it's talking about the daughter of Babylon. America is who this is talking to. And when you go into secular history and how Babylon was transitioned to the Medo-Persians, you can clearly see that it's not talking about that Babylon. All right, we say this all the time. We go into this all the time. Even the scholars know that. These Edomite scholars know that this is true. They're just trying to dance around the reality, man. Okay? Look, for that day is come, man. For thy day is come. What day? The time that I will visit thee. This is where we at. Yahweh Bashim El Shai is visiting Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. And there's nothing he can do about it. He can't run, he can't hide, he can't leave the planet. We know that. He's tried time and time again to get through that Van Allen belt with access denied. Okay? My boy, because your blessing restricts you. All right? To the four corners of the earth. All right? You ain't got the birthright. Your blessing you weren't blessed by when you go into the blessing. It highlights how, matter of fact, let me go get it real quick. Babak, bear with me. When you go to Obadiah real quick, I'm sorry, not Obadiah, Genesis, the 27th chapter, bear with me. I want to just make a point real quick, right? Showing you how Esau is subjugated to the four corners of the earth, and that's it, right? When you go to Genesis 27, real quick. It says this as far as Jacob's blessing. Okay, listen to how this is written. All right. I'm gonna go straight to the point. Now, Isaac is talking to Jacob. Okay, Jacob is, in the remnant and wearing certain remnant like Esau. I believe he had his garment on as well, so he could smell like him. But needless to say, check this out, right? Genesis 27:28. Therefore, God give thee of the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn and wine. All right, this is how it's written to Jacob. It says, therefore, God give thee of the dew of heaven, okay, and the fatness of the earth and plenty of corn and wine. And it goes on. It goes more intimately into the blessing. But needless to say, all right, is ultimately we're going to be gods on this earth. You see, we're going to be gods on this earth, and we're going to be able to go beyond this earth. But look how it's written for Esau. Yes, he comes to the conclusion that, you know, he got Yaakov, but he's such a sucker, you know, because he sold his birthright for that uncooked soup. He's a sucker, man, right? But he did his little thing, right? And talking about my brother has. Anyways, I'm gonna jump down to verse 38, right? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessed my father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept, right? Like a sucker that he is. Now check this out. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling should, listen to this. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. All right, this is why Esau has been able to conquer from sea to shining sea, and this is why he controls the skies, man. You gotta know how to speak this bastard tongue in order to be a pilot. All right, the elder apostle Tahar made that point some time ago, and it's true. In order to fly, right, showing you that Esau controls the airspace going into this blessing right here, man. Right, and the dew of heaven from above, man. All right, but look it says, and thy dwelling should be the fatness of the earth. You ain't going beyond this, man. But when you, in comparison to what Jacob was said, it was said that what? Therefore, God give thee of the dew of heaven and the fatness of the earth. You see, because we're gonna be like gods, man. We're gonna be able to go up and beyond this place, man. As hence what Yahushua said, right? He said what? My father has many mansions, man. At my father's house, there are many mansions. You see? Talking to different planets. Because we're going to be able to go up and beyond, man. Esau is not able to do that. Esau's dwelling is the fatness of the earth. I just want to make that point real quick. But needless to say, going back to what I was saying, let's go back to Jeremiah 50:31 and read that again, right? Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord, power of hosts. For thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. We're in that time. So Esau, in order to keep your sanity, just live your life. Just do what you do. As it tells us in Lamentations. Let me get this real quick. Just live your life. Live out the rest of your time being in a position of power. All right? Because once that time is up, it's up. Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwelleth in the land of Uz, right? That's a buzzword for the U.S., right? The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Right, what cup? The cup of the Lord's indignation. All right, that cup. You think you not? All right, after everything you did to the apple of the Lord's eye, man? You really think you ain't gonna go under no chains and fetters of iron? Scripture say otherwise, man. All right. Anyways, the cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. Right? And we always go into it as talking to Israel, to Zion, right, in Hebrew, which means monument, when you're memorial, a parched place. Right? It's another name for Jerusalem, which is a people before it's a place. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. See that? He will no more carry thee away into captivity. Our captivity is being turned. Okay? And now Esau is being dragged into captivity, man. As we come up out of it. Esau's going into it. And he's trying to avoid it, but he can't. He's trying. He's going to try, though. But he's not going to be able to. Who has resisted the Lord's will, man? Yeah, you're going to fall victim to your fate. Continuing on. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins, man. All right? And we're in the time of Esau's revelation. right? Inquisitions being made on this guy, man. A thorough, intense investigations being made on Esau, and he's being called out. All right, he's being brought to the forefront. He can't hide himself in the shadows no more. Okay, because his time is up. He's no longer a golden cup in the Lord's hand, man. It's over, man. Okay, this is what's coming. Let's close out with this real quick. Let me see here. Let me go to let's go to the book of Isaiah. Isaiah the Isaiah the 13th chapter. I believe is what I want. Let me see here. In the Good News Bible. This is what I want. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13. And this is in the Good News Bible. All right, Isaiah 13 and verse 19 to the bottom. Babylonia, which is Babylon. Right, again, this is talking to America. Okay? Babylonia is the most beautiful kingdom of all. It is the pride of its people. Okay, and you see how these Americans stand on this place. Proud to be an American. All right, American pride. That has been the talking point since this place's inception, man. All right, this is no coincidence, man. Look, but we already know what scriptures say regarding pride. All right, let's go. But I, the Lord Yahweh, will overthrow Babylon as I did Sodom and Gomorrah, man. Okay? And we know Sodom and Gomorrah, fire and brimstone rained on Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, Zeboim, and Zoar, right? The neighboring cities. Okay, this time the Lord's going to have missiles and direct energy weapon technology from the chariots burn this place up and rain on this place, man. All right, that's what's going to look like on Babylon the Great, right? 10 times worse. Look, no one will ever live there again. See? It's going to be uninhabitable, right? No one will ever live there again. It's going to be a burnt mountain, right? No wandering Arab will ever pitch his tent there, all right? No more 7-Elevens, okay? No more you know what I mean? No more. It's all over. Okay? For you heathen too. Look, no wandering Arab will ever pitch his tent there, and no shepherd will ever pasture his flock there. It will be a place where desert animals live and where owls build their nests. Ostriches will live there, and wild goats will prance through the ruins. The towers and palaces will echo with the cries of hyenas and jackals. Babylon's time has come. Her days are almost over. I should have told her that. Her days are almost over, man. Okay, so this is the reality, man. This is the reality of Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, and his empire. You see, we're about to win, beloved Achiam and Akwaf. The Lord's on this man's ass, man. And there's nothing he can do about it. The Lord's choking him out. Reviving him. Choking him out. Reviving him. Okay? It's not going to be a mercy deletion. How the Lord's going to do this place, man. Not after all the blood of the saints that this man done soaked the land up with. It's going to be a horrible end for this guy, man. All right? And pursuing the Revelations 18 is going to be a violent one. All right? And there's no avoiding it. May the Hawah Bashim Yahushua be with us every step of the way. You see? Because, hey, the reality is this. The stage is set, all right, for Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, and the rest of these heathen to lose. And they know it. They're gauging it. They're seeing how every 20 years a country, an empire goes through there. Get out of here, man. As of next year, it's going to be 250 years this place been around. Right? And they have all that gauged out as far as that's the lifespan of an empire, man. They know their realities here. You know? They know their realities here. So get ready, man. Get ready. And you already know, Achiam, you know, in Akwaf, you know, we're going to be numbered with the transgressors, you know, as Yahweh Shai was. You know, Esau's going to play the blame game as he's been doing with the Northern King. He's already doing it. You know, he's already doing it. So, you know, just beware of, you know, PSYOP and, you know, get ready. This man's going to try to throw a Black Swan event out there. Just stay locked into the spirit. You know, stay locked into the spirit. You know, our foundation should be prophecy. You know, and that's what's going to keep us in the clear from being in a position where, you know, we're lost and confused like the rest of these people, man. That's gonna keep us out of that realm. You know, prophecy says what it says, and it means what it means, and it says what it means, and it means what it says. You see, but the rest of these people, they're not standing on prophecy. You know, they're standing on incentives and economics. All right, that's why they're gonna that's why the Lord's gonna come up on them like a thief in the night. Okay, but not us, not the brethren, and not you faithful believers, you men, women, and children that believe this report, because prophecy is gonna punch these people's teeth down their throat, man. All right, prophecy, man. Fuck what these people are talking about, man. Fuck what Esau's talking about. Fuck what DJ Trump's talking about. Fuck what all these niggas. Prophecy, man. That's it. Regardless of what anybody has to say, prophecy, 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 and it's been proven right up until this very moment. Okay, and it's going to continue to prove itself to be faithful and true, because it's Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushui's words are pure words, man. Purified 7 times, man, as the scriptures tell us, man. But I'm gonna leave you with that, beloved. Akiyam and Akwaf. Hey, Lord willing, you were edified. Lord willing, you were spiritually fed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. We are about to take the victory through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. We about to take the victory. The Lord's about to come back and sit this nigga down. Okay? And calamities and scourges are gonna continue to come, right? In the form of pestilence, teeth of wild beasts. Silver unrest ain't going nowhere. All right? Silver unrest isn't going nowhere. And ultimately, this thing's going to climax and spill over, all right, into a third world's woe. All right, and Lord willing, we're here to see it in its perfection. Abaratazah. But we'll have to be on those chariots, man. All right, when the missiles start to fly. You don't want to be here. You're going to have to be up on the firmament, you know, as John the Revelator seen. You know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, we know he got the victory with the elect. And Lord willing, we're part of that precious number. But I'm going to leave you with that, beloved Akiyam and Akwa. Hey, you already know. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakah, Kwadash. Hey, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Hey, Lord willing, you beloved Akiyam and Akwaf were edified. Let me just see something real quick. Hey, Lord willing, you beloved Khan. Hey, shalom to you, beloved Akiyam and Akwaf on the comment board. Hey, Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatam to you and your family. Hey, may Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai be with you, beloved Akiyam and Akwaf, that are tuning in now, and I'll be tuning in later. Hey, shalom.